Jesse's Orks. 1850 points for the Knights of Blood Angel Successor Chapter. I got the Assault Squad in a Razorback, a Death Company in a Razorback, Ball Predator, 2 empty Razorbacks with 2 squads of Devastators that they were bought for, a 10-man Assault Squad with 2 melta guns and a power weapon, joined by a Priest and a Librarian, and another 10-man Assault Squad, 2 melta guns with a Sanguinary Priest. And for the Orks, we have a big mob of boys, 4 battle wagons, 1 with Burnas, 1 with Mega Knobs and Gazkul, 1 with a mob of boys, 1 with a big Mech, 2 squads of Ludas, and some knob bikers? Just regular bikers. Alright, and the mission is Annihilation, Spearhead Deployment. Did you want to seize?
Yeah, I'll try.
And here comes the attempt to seize. And he seized. Alright, back at the end of turn 1. Okay, end of Orc turn 1. After Jesse seized, the Orks rolled out. The bikers turbo boosted over here. Ludas shot up and destroyed this Razorback. And then the Big Mac's battle wagon killed one of the guys who fell out. And over here, the mob of boys moved up and ran. And now on to Blood Angel's turn 1. Back at the end. Alright, end of Knights of Blood turn 1. We moved out a little bit. Everything shot at the battle wagons. Failed to do anything except for 1 Devastator squad managed to immobilize and shake the Big Mech's battle wagon. Over here, the Assault Squad moved up, flamered the bikes who made their cover saves against the bolt pistols and the armor save against the flamer. And then I assaulted them, and no one caused any wounds on either side. So we have a drawn combat there. And then over here I moved up and assaulted the 30-man mob of boys. Killed 10 Orks. He killed 3 of my guys in return, so I won combat by 7. And we piled in because he's fearless after taking some no-retreat wounds. And that is the end of Knights of Blood turn 1. Back at the end of Orks turn 2.
Go wash yourself!
Alright, end of Orks turn 2. The boys' truck or battle wagon moved up here and rammed the Ball Predator, immobilizing it and stunning it. And then the boys piled out and multi-assaulted the Ball Predator and the Razorback, knocking off all of its weapons with about a dozen glancing hits and destroying the last cannon and immobilizing the Razorback. And also they wrecked the Death Company, or the Ludas wrecked the Death Company Razorback. And over here in Assault, we flailed at each other, failing to cause any wounds yet again. And in this Assault, I won by 3, but the Orks were still fearless and held. And I think that's about it. We'll be back at the end of Knights of Blood turn 2. Okay, end of Knights of Blood turn 2. The Death Company moved up, assaulted the battle wagon, exploding it. They killed 3 boys in the explosion and 2 Assault Marines in the explosion, which the Assault Marines assaulted the boys squad there. 1 combat by an unbelievable amount. And then the Orks failed leadership, popped the boss pole, and there's the snake eyes that they needed to stay in combat. Over here, the Assault Squad finally finished off the boys squad there. And we also wrecked Gazkul's battle wagon in the shooting phase. And the epic fail of an assault over here finally ended with the bikes managing to kill 1 Marine who then fled off the table. And you actually get a consolidating with the bikes. And that's the end of Knights of Blood turn 2. Back at the end of Orks turn 3. Alright, end of Orc turn 3. And over here, Gazzy assaulted into the existing combat where he killed 5 guys. I finished off the rest of the boys though. I lost combat by 1 and passed leadership and consolidated in against Gazkul. The Mega Knobs moved in and wiped out the Death Company squad. The bikes moved over here, shot some shit, did nothing. And over here, These guys are champs. The battle wagon full of burn has moved up and dropped 12 templates hitting 4 Marines each, so 48 hits. I made every single save and or feel no pain, lost not a model. And I think that's it for the Orc turn 3. Back at the end of Knights of Blood turn 3. Alright, end of Knights of Blood turn 3. We had a combat here with Gazgul. He caused 2 wounds, but then he killed both the Librarian and the Priest. Assault Marine lost combat by 1, but stuck in. And over here, in shooting, we wrecked the battle wagon and then assaulted the burners that piled out of it, killing all of them, only losing 2 in return. And the Devastators all completely failed to kill even a single Mega Knob in the shooting phase. And that's it for turn 3. Back at the end of Orc turn 4. Alright, end of Orc turn 4. We have bikes moved over here, lost 1 moving through difficult terrain, but passed leadership, and then shot at, did nothing to the Razorback, then assaulted it and so did the Mega Knobs, exploding it. Gaz finished off the Sergeant of the Assault Squad in combat, who didn't see that coming. And over here, in a surprise move, the Grots moved up, shot the Assault Squad, actually killed 1, and the big shooter from the battle wagon killed 1, and then the Grots charged the Assault Squad. That went about how you'd expect. They actually only lost by 4, but then were wiped out in the sweeping advance. And I had a 5-inch consolidation there, and I think that's about all that happened in that turn, so back at the end of Knights of Blood turn 4. Alright, end of Knights of Blood turn 4. It was a pretty good one. The Razorback shot at the Mega Knobs. Only 1 plasma wound there, but then the bottom Devastator squad insta-killed 1 with a las cannon and insta-killed the other with a missile launcher shot when he failed 1 of his 2-ups. The top of Devastator squad wiped out the remainder of the bike squad. And over here, the Big Mech made his custom force field save against the Melt-A-Gun, so I had to assault it, and I exploded the battle wagon there in the assault. Big Mech passed his pinning test. And we'll be back at the end of Orc turn 5. Alright, in Orc turn 5, the Ludas shot and blew up the Razorback over there. Gazzy moved over here while the Big Mech ran and hid. And then he popped his Wog in the shooting phase. But Gazgul, even with move through cover, wasn't able to make it into assault with the assault squad. So we'll be back at the end of Knights of Blood turn 5. Alright, end of Knights of Blood turn 5. The Devastators, the only thing they could see was a squad of Ludas. So, and only the las cannon here had range. So I used the Sergeant Signum to get ballistic skill 5, and there's the hit roll. But in the assault phase, the assault squad here moved in and wiped that Luda squad out. And now we're going to roll to see if we have a turn 6. And we don't, so we'll add it up and be back in a minute. Alright, so we've added it all up, and in the end, it was a victory for the Knights of Blood, but by the narrowest of margins. I had 11 kill points to his 10. So, good game, Jesse.
It's a great game. Really weak on troops, but it feels